Okay. Well, looks like I'm doing surgery for my D7. In fact, what I'm doing is I'm mounting the mount that I'm going to use for my to mount the D7 onto the base. And basically what I'm going to do is a method I've used before is I'm going to use a piece of threaded rod, and I got a nut. I'm going to epoxy the nut onto the D7. For me, this works really good. You know, there's other ways I could do it. I could probably recess the nut inside the model, things like that. I've done that in the past. Yeah, that works great and everything, and this just happens to be kind of fast, and it, you know, once the model is upright and mounted, you don't really see it. I mean, it's not a big deal for me, and it works out pretty well. But what I thought I'd talk about is 5-minute epoxy. This is 5-minute epoxy here. It's a 2-part epoxy, which is, I guess, you know, it'd be different than glue. Stuff works good. I mean, this is 5-minute stuff. It dries in 5 minutes. Yeah, probably complete in, like, you know, probably like a day. I would probably give it a day. But it's sandable. It's really durable. Really good stuff. You can use it for filler and this and that. When we use the 5-minute stuff, it starts to set up pretty quick. So you want to work quick with it. And I'll show you kind of what I got going on here. Is basically I take the 5-minute epoxy, this stuff here, and it comes in this tube. You basically cut off the end here and you squeeze it out in equal parts, and then you mix it together. You take this, I got this stick here. It's basically a Q-tip, the end cut off, wooden Q-tip stick. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some epoxy into, I got this cardboard. So get 2 parts. Again, you want to be equal with the parts that you use. I added some weathering technique to the D7. I basically used a pencil, just standard pencil, and just kind of put some lines in some areas, and then use my finger basically to just rub the pencil in, and it gave it some shading effect in certain areas. I don't know how much you can see it, or it'll pick up there, but you know, in along here, and you know, over here on the neck, a lot over the green and everything, and everywhere pretty much. And it worked really well. It gave it sort of a, you know, it kind of shaded some areas and gave it a little kind of a dirty effect. I do have the nut on the bottom here. It's a little crude, but I mean, you got to consider too, it's going to be up like this, so you know, I mean, the way you're going to see it is like that. So you know, for me, this works okay. You know, this is good. So my next real step is to basically have the threaded rod here, and I've marked my area here, and basically this much goes up inside the model, so I need to measure from this point down, and then taking into account the length, the base as well, basically how long I need to make it, and then cut the shaft piece, which is here, to my appropriate length as well, and then run the rod through there, you know. So I'll be doing that next. So what I need to do is I need to recess this nut, because otherwise it'll sit, you know, too high up on the base. So To do that, I'm going to remove some material. I'm basically going to use a drill bit and the Dremel, and I'm going to go in here and very carefully very carefully drill bit is loosening up on me. I actually should use this larger drill bit, that would be better. I've done this before, it worked out. Let's see if I can achieve it one more time without too much trouble. That's basically got it there. A little more. This probably could also be achieved if you just had a larger drill bit. And you could just oversize, drill this a little bit, but I didn't happen to have one. So basically I'm going to recess that in there. I'm going to put some epoxy in there, glue that in, then it'll sit nice and flush. Alright, so I'm going to cut my piece of material here. One thing you want to do is you always want to wear safety glasses. I'm using a cutting wheel for a Dremel. I'm going to just cut right through this. Hopefully I can get it at this angle. We'll see. So we have our cut, and I have my piece. It's a little off, so I'm probably going to take some sandpaper, go around, take the burrs off, and this will also level it out too. Get it nice and level, and this piece will fit right in here. Like so, and that'll be our stand basically. So I need to cut the threaded rod now, but I need to make my measurement because I need to compensate for being inside the base and inside the D7 itself. So I'm going to do that now. So I got my mark here, and I'm going to basically just bring this up to my mark, which I've already marked it for the being inside the D7. So bring it up there. You can see that. So, having a little difficulty seeing the mark. again here. Basically about there. And again, we got our shaft on there, and we're right about there. So I want the cut to be pretty much here. So I'm going to make a mark here on the bottom, disassemble, take our nut off. One thing you can do is if you're making a cut, you can leave your nut on, make your cut and then back your nut off, and it'll help maintain your threads. So I'm going to try and line this up here. This gets a little tricky because you don't want to mess up your threads at all. I'm going to try and get this in here like so. Let's see if I can make my cut. Again, safety glasses, nothing in your eyes. There's our cut there. Oh, I had the nut on the wrong end, but the idea is that you can spin your nut off, and if there's any burrs or anything, the threads inside the nut will maintain the threads on the nut itself. I mean on the rod. So it's basically what we got going on there. And let's see, now I think we're pretty much ready to put this together. And let's see here. So we're going to assemble like this, with our nut in the bottom. I probably will glue this in, but for now I just want to make sure everything is right. So get that in like that. This over there. This on that. See if we can, and basically this will just screw on here. Now if you were putting lights in this or something, you'd want to keep this open. You know, this tube here. But I am not, so I don't have to worry about that. This bottoms out inside the model. You don't want to push it up too much. It can qualify as bad. And let's see if we can get this to drop my nut. Just to line up. Basically spin our model around here. And it looks like it needs a little adjustment, so I can feel it's a little long at the bottom. But there we have it. It's the D7 on its base. That's pretty much how that's going to happen. Just like that. To me it looks a little high. I might alter this, take it down. But there it is. The D7 on its base officially. And looks pretty good. It's a nice profile. I'm gonna have to do some alteration just to get this to be flush. So I'm gonna have to cut off a little bit more material. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how that happens. And it looks really good. One other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna matte coat this now that it's on the base. I can hold it and kind of spray it, and we'll see how that goes. But that's pretty much it. The D7 pretty much almost complete. I'll get a few things wrapped up here, get this video up, and you can check it out. We'll see what's up next.